Speedway sidecars are one of the most demanding forms of motorsport in the world. They boast an impressive power-to-weight ratio and are among the most dangerous disciplines in any motor racing category. Tonight, the world's best riders from England, New Zealand and Australia have converged on Adelaide's Gillman Speedway Stadium for the prestigious Black Chrome Sidecar Grand Slam Series. Our coverage supported by Black Chrome Sportswear and Workwear. On Speed, the home of motorsport, this is Checkered Flag, proudly presented by Valvoline SynPower, providing the ultimate in protection and performance.
Well, magnificent weather conditions prevailing in Adelaide as we welcome you to our exclusive coverage of this, the fifth round of the Black Chrome Sidecar Grand Slam Series. What an event it promises to be tonight, a world-class field, a massive crowd pouring into the venue and arguably the best racing service in motorcycle speedway in this country. I'm joined by defending series champion Mark Plaisted trackside at what is your home track, Mark? It's been a wretched series for you in terms of the fact you've had a lot of bad luck, including a terrible crash here in the South Australian Championship. Subsequently, you miss a round of this series at Albury. You can't afford to do that, can you?
No, you can't, mate. But, you know, we won last year missing a round, so I'm hoping that we have some good luck and get 3 more wins on the board, and, yeah, we might be at the pointy end come Gillman in a month's time.
We're looking at the point score on screen now, just 2 points separating Mick and Darren. They're involved in an epic battle. Then the Englishman, Mark Cossa, he's had an outstanding series. And then yourself. There's no doubt if you hadn't have dropped that round at Albury, you'd be a lot closer. Oh,
definitely, mate. I was on the hunt for a borrowed bike, but I couldn't get a medical clearance, so I was fortunate enough. Daniel Putty was good enough to lend me a bike for Renmark, which was fantastic, mate, you know, and credit to him for lending it to me. And, yeah, we got some points at Renmark, and, yeah, we're hoping to get a few wins on the board now.
Well, the equation tonight is really simple for you. You need Mick Headland and Darren Treloar to miss the A final. You need to win it and tip the point score upside down.
Yeah, that's the plan, mate. You know, we just got to worry about what we're doing, and we're here to win. So whatever happens beyond us, that's what happens, mate. You can't control that.
Good luck to you tonight.
Thanks, mate.
Of course, Mark Plaisted, he'll team up with Brian Anthony tonight, and they certainly will emerge one of the really good combinations to beat. Of course, Darren Treloar, I've alluded to him. He is just 2 points adrift of the series lead, and I caught up with him a short time ago for his thoughts on tonight's event. You and Headland involved in a terrific battle at the top of the point score. There's nothing unusual about that.
No, there's not, David. It's been seen he wins one, I win one, you know, and there's been a couple of points between us the whole way. So still 3 rounds to go, and, you know, our team's going really good at the moment, and we're pretty confident, so hopefully we can finish strong.
Still 3 rounds to go, including tonight. A long way to go. Anything can happen, and often does in motor racing.
Yeah, there is. There's a lot of points. What's there, 22 a win, so, you know, there's a lot of points available, so anything can happen. And like I said, it's getting to the pointy end now, and everyone's going to have to pull their finger out and produce. You've combined with a new passenger this year in Blake Cox. So far, so good? Yeah, he's going real good. He's each meeting we go together, he's getting better and better, and you know, I'm looking forward to the next 3 rounds.
After 4 rounds of the Sidecar Grand Slam Series, South Australia's Mick Headland leads the tournament by a narrow 2-point margin over current Australian champion Darren Treloar. It is not the first time that Headland and Treloar have been poised to fight out a major championship event. In fact, in this sport, it's commonplace.
It's a good place to be coming into this round, and obviously we want to keep it up and keep in the lead, but you know, 3 rounds to go, and anything can happen, but we're going to give it our best shot.
During the lead up to this round of the Grand Slam Series, Mick Headland stunned the sidecar industry by announcing he was parting company with long-time passenger Paul Waters and replacing him with his son Jess.
Yeah, just a joint decision, I guess, and yeah, Jess decided he wanted to get on as well at the right time, I guess, so you know, no regrets there. You know, Jess is a great swinger, and we gelled really well together already, and you know, I can see us going further in the sport at the moment.
Well, Jess, when your dad contacted you and asked you to get on the back to replace Paul, what was the first thing that went through your mind?
I took it straight up, pretty much. We've been on together before, which that was back in 2010 when we did a World Championship back then. But it was a 3-year wait between rides and whatnot, so yeah, I took it straight up.
Does it add pressure, riding with your dad?
Oh, it does a bit, yeah. Especially when everyone's trying to chase you and whatnot and beat you, so yeah.
What's he like to ride with though? Does he get a bit aggro, or is he pretty calm?
No, he's calm, but he's definitely full on. You have to be onto it with him. Yeah, you both have to ride the bike pretty hard, so yeah, it suits my style.
What's his greatest attribute? What's his real strength?
I don't know. He's a good gator, I'll give him that, and he can pretty much chase down anyone he wants in this sport. Just, yeah, depends on how the bike's going and how we go.
I asked Jess what your strengths are and how he sees your greatest attributes. From your point of view, what are his greatest strengths?
I think he's just he's a good weight, obviously. He can read the bike well, and physically he's still young and nimble, so he's a really good passenger, and I think in years to come he'll end up on the handlebars, but at this stage he's happy doing what he's doing, and I think he'll be fine.
Mick Headland has been one of the sport's top riders for more than a decade, and he's contributed to a significant increase in professionalism in the sport overall.
It's fantastic. Hopefully the world title will be back on the scene as well. It sounds like it's a good chance, and I've stopped and thought about it a few times and thought, it's just going leaps and bounds at the moment. It's really good. There's been dark times in the sport, I guess, and at the moment it's just going leaps and bounds, and couldn't be happier for it.
You've won more rounds of this series in its first 3 years than any other rider. What would it mean to Mick Headland to win this championship in 2013-14?
Some fast bikes out there, Darren's, obviously knocking on their door as well, and we're knocking on his, so, I'm just going to try our hardest, and hopefully it all pans out. We're just going to give it our best shot.
Meanwhile, Mick's biggest fan is undoubtedly his French-born wife, Corinne. She lives and breathes the sport, and she says she has complete faith in Mick's ability in what can be a lethal pursuit.
No, I'm confident. I trust Mick, and he's very good, and I'm always supporting him all the time, and I trust him, and I'm very confident about that.
When he's working on the bike at home, do you go in the shop and help?
Not really. No. Yeah, he spends lots of time working on his bike, but Speedway is a big part of our life, and no, I don't help him. Just when he needs.
A very big crowd attended the Gillman Speedway Stadium to soak up the excitement provided by the world's best riders and their undeniably brave passengers. In fine but cool conditions, the first of 20 qualifying heats got underway, and it was England's Mick Cave and Ben Goddard that won the start. The Headland and Headland combination was slow away, and they had it all to do. Cave's compatriots Mark Cosser and Darryl Whetstone came through to take the lead, and a huge crash would ensue. Headland had moved into second, and he was tagged by Cave and Goddard when crossing up slightly midway between turns 3 and 4. There were bodies and bikes everywhere, and a look in slow motion shows just how much height the riders and passengers reached after impact. Jess Headland and Ben Goddard remarkably emerged unscathed, whilst Mick Headland sustained facial, shoulder and hand injuries. Mick Cave, meantime, was taken to hospital with concussion and rib injuries.
Okay, Mick, how you feeling, mate? A little bit of a tumble there, mate?
Yeah, a bit of a tumble, but we'll be all right.
Okay, you got a little bit of blood around the mouth. What happened?
I don't know. All happened a bit too quick.
Incredibly, in one of the toughest acts of bravado ever witnessed in the long history of the sport, Mick Headland soldiered on and continued racing. This was despite a broken hand and a serious shoulder injury. The first heat was eventually won by Cossa and Whetstone in advance of Jason Hardy and Darcy Ristrom. Heat 2 saw Darren Treloar and Blake Cox take the win in advance of New Zealand's Andrew Buchanan and Brady Cox. Mark Plaisted and Brian Anthony were placed in third. In Heat 3, Englishman Matt Tyrrell blasted to a great victory with veteran passenger Craig Fordham on the side. They defeated Damien Nish and Mitchell Spear, while Sydney's Stephen Saunders and Don Morris finished third in their first ever appearance at the Adelaide venue. In Heat 4, brother and sister combo Aaron and Tegan Hartwig scored a solid victory, proving too good for Shane Rudloff and Damien Egan. They were then followed by Victorians Rob Patterson and Brenton Kerr. England's Matt Tyrrell made it 2 wins in a row when he blasted home in Heat 5, defeating Andrew Buchanan and Brady Cox and Shane Rudloff and Damien Egan. Heat 6 featured another world-class field, and the race was taken out by Great Britain's Mark Cossa and Daryl Whetstone, who proved too good for the Patterson-Kerr combination, and in third were Mark Plaisted and Brian Anthony. Next up, former world champion and current national title holder Darren Treloar and his passenger Blake Cox combined brilliantly. They took yet another 3-point haul, leading home Mick and Jess Headland and the Hartwig team. Heat 8 was won brilliantly by Brenton Dwyer and Jack Spear, whilst the Hardy-Ristrom combination finished runner-up in advance of Stephen Saunders and Don Morris. When the third round of heats got underway, Mark Plaisted returned to form, taking a well-deserved victory. Gates was second, Ronnie Parker third.
Yeah, we're struggling a bit with setup, but boys are working pretty hard, so hopefully we get it sorted for the next couple, and yeah, hopefully we make the A, mate. You know, that's the aim of the game.
In Heat 10, New Zealander Andrew Buchanan scored a commanding win over Cossa and Hartwig.
Yeah, that last heat, the third heat, was a good race with Mark Cossa. We ended up winning that, so that's always a pleasure to beat the English. So I think we're on 7 points at the moment, out of a possible 9.
In Heat 11, Mick and Jess Headland grabbed 3 points in a gutsy effort, whilst Matt Tyrrell suffered his first defeat of the night, finishing second. The Brenton Dwyer-Jack Spear combination were third.
It's alright, it's pretty tough tonight considering we did have that crash and a bit sore and battered, but hopefully we can plot away and get to the final still.
Heat 12 saw Treloar and Cox win their third race in a row, proving far too good for Damien Nish and Mitchell Spear and Jason Hardy, Darcy Ristrom.
Yeah, well, it's only halfway, you know, it's a long way to go, and obviously the most important one, that A final, but the bike's going really well now. We've finally got that new R1 sorted out, and very happy the way it's going. So each time we ride it, we find little things and we dial it in a bit better, and it just gets better and better.
So, after 3 rounds of competition, Treloar and Cox led the way on 9 points, 1 point clear of Matt Tyrrell, Craig Fordham and Mark Cossa, Daryl Whetstone. When we return on Checkered Flag, the battle continues with the staging of heat race number 13.
You're watching the 19th season of Checkered Flag, proudly presented by Valvoline Sin Power, delivering the ultimate motor oil protection and performance.
Good to have you with us. Welcome back to the Gilman Speedway Stadium as our coverage of round 5 of the Black Chrome Sidecar Grand Slam Series continues. A look in the pits, Rod Calhoun beside me in commentary. Wonderful meeting thus far. The action will be very hot between now and grand final time.
Oh, absolutely will, Dave. No better place to see sidecar racing than Gilman Speedway. Wonderfully prepared as always, and the scene is set for a fitting climax to this round.
And this round is number 4. There will be 3 teams contesting this 4-lap journey because of the demise of Mick Cave and Ben Goddard, who were involved in that horrific accident in heat number 1. Mick has been taken to hospital for observation. It would appear he has sustained concussion and rib injuries. So Darren Treloar and Blake Cox, the reigning national champion, will line up here in the red helmet colour from the inside. Rob Patterson from Victoria will ride in white. Brendan Kerr is, of course, his passenger. And Stephen Saunders and Don Morris in their first outing at Gillman Speedway Stadium tonight, or their debut meeting at this track is what I'm trying to say. It's their fourth heat ride tonight, of course. They are in the centre in the blue helmet colour. So clearly the combination to beat, closest to camera. Great crowd in good conditions. Underway, and Treloar, beautiful start on the inside. He's had a tremendous meeting tonight. Patterson hustles his way into second, Saunders is third.
Yeah, Patterson overslid there a little bit. Saunders got balked again, and when I say again, Saunders got balked off the start too, so he's had 2 balks, and you can't have balks when you're chasing this man.
It's a balkathon.
Absolutely.
Treloar and Cox down the back straight. You can see the track is fairly drivey, Rod.
Track's beautiful, Dave. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful for sidecar racing.
Patterson, he's a very handy competitor, the Victorian Patterson. Doesn't matter what track he fronts at, he's very competitive, irrespective of the length of the track, the composition of the surface. And Treloar, he's doing it easily out in front, it's got to be said. What about this combination, he and Blake Cox coming together for the first time this season? And to say they've gelled is the biggest understatement in the history of the sport.
Yeah, absolutely. Blake's probably done enough racing to know his craft, and then if he just refines it slightly to suit Darren's style, I mean, who better to get on the side of than Darren Treloar?
It's an honour to be even asked. There's the results for you. In Heat 13, Treloar and Cox getting 3 points, Patterson and Kerr 2. Saunders Morris the 1 point. No start obviously for Cave and Goddard, as I alluded to. So it is all coming together for Darren Treloar and Blake Cox as they chase this championship across the country. And of course gearing up to win yet another Australian championship as well. There is our winning rider, and let's head downstairs for a word.
Darren, 4 wins now on the trot. Everything going okay?
Oh, the bike's fine. It's going really good. So just trying to keep up with the track now. It's changing a little bit, so just making a few adjustments and hopefully we'll be right.
No worries. The track is handling quite well tonight. It's not rutted out like some nights it is, but it's nice and through. Plenty of drive out there.
Yeah, no, there's plenty of drive on the outside and there's a bit slick on the inside, but like I said, it's smooth. There's no ruts, and you can race where you want to race. You can go inside or outside, so it's great.
Obviously the bike's set up really well now for the remaining couple of races to go, and hopefully you'll be up there in the straight into the A main.
We'll give it our best shot, so hopefully all goes well, yeah.
No worries. Thanks very much, Darren.
Cheers, thank you.
Yeah, John Davies down in the pits with Darren Treloar, the consummate professional, Rod, the benchmark in this sport.
Oh, for many a year, and shows no signs of slowing down either, which is a real worry for his opposition.
You're looking at Mark Cosser and Darryl Whetstone, the giant killers from Great Britain. They have been phenomenal in this championship, making the A final at every start. So far tonight, 2 wins and a second. They'll ride in red from the inside starting gate. Riding here in blue is Shane Rudloff out of gate number 2. Another good field. You've seen the starters on screen, Cosser and Whetstone. Are going to be very tough here. They're good starters and got away brilliantly from gate number 1. And again, the English duo riding roughshod over their rivals. They go straight to the front.
Yeah, Cosser did well there. Dwyer's gone with him, and Dwyer's riding a nice high line there. Rear wheel on the outs on the deeper dirt. Hasn't paid dividends around the 3rd and 4th bend, it has to be said, as Rudloff slots into a nice 3rd and challenging for 2nd.
Here, Dwyer and Jack Spear still maintain 2nd spot on the racetrack. They've spread out a little here through the bottom turns in front of the terracing at the Gillman Speedway Stadium. Good shot there of Dwyer, nicely presented kit, but the English combo that you now ride on board with, Cosser and Whetstone, clear-cut leaders on lap 3 of 4.
Yeah, very impressive stuff from the Brits. Absolutely on fire around this Gillman circuit. Gee, nice technique, really nice. Not understeering at all. That looks to be the problem for Rudloff. A little bit of understeer is costing him ground, and as a result, he's probably out of this one in terms of challenging for the first 2.
So Cosser and Whetstone take the checkered flag in heat race number 14 and make that 3 wins and a 2nd place out of their 4 rides thus far. Dwyer was next with Spear on the side, and then Rudloff and Egan 3, 2 and 1 point respectively. Byron Gates and Mick O'Loughlin will be very disappointed, not just with that race, but the night they're having this evening. They're normally a lot better.
For Mark, all the way from England, settling well into Australia, doing a good job here tonight at Gilman Speedway.
Yeah, happy with it. Had a bit of a bad run off gate 4, which we got second in, but apart from that, we've got good speed. A little bit of setup issues at the top turn, but we won't get around that.
Yeah, looking quite smooth out there. Bike running all right. All the setup looks like it's dialed in, ready for tonight.
Seems to be. The track's coming to the bike as well, which makes it easier. Yeah, feels good.
Yeah, Mark Cossa, multiple British champion. He has been an absolute revelation in this tournament. To come so far, other side of the world, base yourself in a foreign country, Rod, for what will amount to being about 4 months by the time his campaign's completed, and perform with the absolute best in the world week in, week out, it is very commendable.
Oh, I absolutely agree. And to come away from England, which is obviously a bit cooler at this time of year, to come over to Australia and enjoy the summer, that side of it is a very positive thing. But as you say, a long way from home and putting in a big effort to improve their racing and improve the scene here in Oz, I should say.
Closest to camera is Lionheart. Mick Headland. What a show of courage tonight, even being out there. Broken hand, facial injuries, dislocated shoulder, and there he is out there leading. This is quite extraordinary. Out in front, Andrew Buchanan from New Zealand is in second, with Brady Cox on the side of the bike. And right there, you're right, with Damien Nish and Mitchell Spear. And they have major motorcycle problems trying to continue circulating.
Yeah.
Mid-race distance.
Yeah, absolutely, Dave, but obviously in search of that odd point if they can just keep it going. So that's important for them in terms of their total as the night progresses. But I'll tell you what, Headland, this is a ballsy move from him.
They are keeping it going. Nish and Spear, they're about to be lapped by Mick Headland and Jess Headland. The only major event to have eluded this man is, of course, the National Championship. 2 times winner of the FIM World Track Championship, and has won everything else there is to win in the sport on multiple occasions. It must really annoy him. The Australian Championship, he's been so close, but so far on a number of occasions. 3 points to Headland. Buchanan from New Zealand, Palmerston North in fact, finishing second, getting 2 points with Brady Cox. And Nish and Spear picking up the 1, so it was worth pressing on for them.
Yeah, absolutely, and the track preparation here tonight is absolutely brilliant. Let's cross down to the pits and see what our winner had to say.
Okay, talking with Mick Headland. Mick, how are you feeling after that little tumble in the first ride?
I've had better days. A couple of painkillers now, so yeah, the old collarbone's not real good at all. Your right hand's, I think I busted that as well, so I've sort of been favouring that out the track, and my right hand's been copping most of it, so yeah, it's been a bit tough. Yeah,
it looks like you've been doing it tough, but you've had a second and 2 wins already. Looking forward to the next ride.
Yeah, to be quite honest, I'll be glad when it's over, you know. Yeah, it's pretty tough, you know, like the old shoulder's got no strength in it at the moment, so I'm pretty lucky. It's sort of a leaky's down low, so I've been sort of sticking with that line at the moment. And yeah, hopefully we can sort of make the final and yeah, get in amongst it at least.
Yeah, sounds good. Just doing a good job on the back of the bike, and everything seems to be gelling quite well now.
Yeah, Jess is doing a great job. The crew's doing a fantastic job. I can't do much at all in the pits part here at the moment, so yeah, it's all coming together, mate. It's just unfortunate, you know, not 100%, but we're giving it our best shot at the moment.
No worries. Leading the Grand Slam at the moment, so hopefully you can get up there and maybe knock Trelaw off.
Don't know about that. You know, he's going pretty quick tonight, and I don't think I'm up to it, to be quite honest, but I'm going to give it a good go.
No worries. All right, thanks very much, Mick, and all the best for the rest of the evening.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Okay, John, down there with a struggling Mick Headland, but look, there's still 2 rounds to go after tonight in this championship, and he's right there. He's not going to just hand it to Darren Trelaw on a platter.
No, he could lose it tonight if he pulls out, and he knows that. So it's very, very courageous of him to continue. We've got Tyrrell and Fordham in red, Playstead and Anthony in blue, Hardy and Langdon in white, and Hartwig and Hartwig from South Australia in the yellow helmet colour.
Matt Tyrrell and Craig Fordham, they've had a fine night, 2 wins and a second heading into this race. Tyrrell obviously from England, Fordham from Victoria. And as you're about to see, they are no slouch as we ride on board out of the traps with Mark Playstead and Brian Anthony. Spectacular shot Again, Matt Tyrrell, the Englishman, surges to the front as they race through the bottom turns.
Yeah, nice move from Tyrrell there. I actually half expected Playstead and Anthony to make the start, but they have not, and the Brit is doing a great job out in front.
He certainly is. The brother and sister combo of Aaron and Tegan Hartwig tucked away in second. They make a battle of it, moving up on the inside now of Tyrrell. A drag race up the main straight. And can they do it? The crowd will go berserk here. They've taken the lead, Aaron and Tegan.
I tell you what, Tyrrell nearly run in field there to make that manoeuvre. Interesting to see. But the Hartwig's unlucky there to sweep a little bit wide, and the Poms have gone back underneath them.
Well, Tyrrell's a Pom anyway. Victorian on the side of the bike. Tyrrell leads. Can he get the job done? The Hartwigs are fired up. Playstead and Anthony back in third, looking at a fantastic battle ahead of them. But Matt Tyrrell will take the checkered flag. Wonderful race. They get the 3 points in an absolute beauty. Hartwig and Hartwig second, Playstead Anthony third. Hardy and Langdon, they are struggling tonight, the former Gilman track champions, back in fourth. So another 3-point haul to Matt Tyrrell. He's on track for an A final berth.
Yeah, that was a really good ride from Tyrrell. I tell you what, I like his line changes throughout this. Just watch this. He comes into turn 3 here. Hartwig and Hartwig go underneath him. And they come back the next lap around, and he runs really wide, cuts up the inside to repay the favour. Here it is here. Turns it on a dime. That's beautiful stuff.
That's a real Darcy Ward move.
Look at this, up the inside. Not even half track width. Very, very clever.
Classic cutback. It paid dividends. Hope you're enjoying highlights of the Black Chrome Sportswear and Workwear Sidecar Grand Slam Series on Checkered Flag, presented by Valvoline Sin Power. Here's a word from the winner.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, talking with Matt Tyrrell all the way from England. Matt, how are you finding the conditions and racetrack here in Australia?
Oh, it's coming together now. We had 2 really bad meetings, but we've got the bike sorted out, and really hope toning and getting going really good now. So I'm really pleased.
That's good. 3 wins and a second tonight. You're looking pretty good there to get shoe straight into the A main.
It'd be nice. My main aim is to make an A final while I'm here, and we're going the right way, and it's going good. I'm really pleased.
That's good. Bike setup all going all right. Craig Fordham doing a great job on the back for you.
Yeah, he's doing a fantastic job for his age, and thank all the team. It's been a fantastic effort, and Andrew Clee for his help and wisdom, and I'm really, really pleased with it. Good.
No worries. It's been a very good night for you so far, so hopefully we'll see you up at the end of the pointy end.
I definitely look forward to it.
I'm sure when Craig Fordham sees a replay of this, he'll appreciate Matt saying, yeah, he's doing a good job for his age.
Yeah, we should point out he's not saying because he's young either.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he meant. So we now approach the final round of qualifying heats in just a moment. There's the update for you after 4 rounds. Treloar and Cox unbeaten. Cossa and Tyrrell, the 2 Englishmen, they've only dropped the 1 point, having a fine event, and the New Zealander Andrew Buchanan, followed by Headland. Unbelievable courage by Mick Headland and Jess Headland for that matter too. If you caught the start of our show, I'll bet you're still gasping over the accident that took place here in heat number 1. So we continue on. It's looking very much as though the A final tonight could be the Aussie team comprising Treloar and Cox and all the others internationals.
Yeah, that would be awesome. It would be awesome.
Cave Goddard won't start. Dwyer and Spear, Hartwig, Nish and Mitchell Spear. So Jack Spear and Mitchell Spear involved. So underway in heat race number 17, Hartwig on the outside, having a big crack at Dwyer and Spear. Can they do it? Yes, they do. They cross from the outside. Apologies about my voice tonight. We'll do our best to get through.
Yeah, Hartwig's, that's a very nice move there around the outside of Dwyer. In fact, they've gapped them a little bit. That's a really nice move, a very quick lap, and sitting somewhat comfortably at the moment.
Family well and truly entrenched in Speedway sidecar racing. Their mum and dad, Aaron and Tegan,
on board here with, sorry Dave.
Both actively involved in staging of events here at Gilman, on board with Nish and Mitchell Spear.
Yeah, really enjoy those on-board shots, just tremendous stuff. I'll tell you what, the attitude here with the Hartwig combination, they're not here to muck around.
Having a good crack. They just rode past their mum. Julie is actually the flag marshal at the stadium. It's quite incredible. They live about 2.5 hours away from here too. So a big commitment to race here every week.
Yeah, and Julie's here every meeting, I might add. It doesn't matter if it's bikes, sidecars, whatever's on, she's there.
That's not Julie there.
No, it's not. Yeah, she does a great job on the start.
Yep, so Hartwig, the 3 points. Dwyer and Spear. They got second and picking up 2 points, and Niche and Mitchell Spear got the 1 point. So the Hartwigs are having some meeting tonight, Rod.
Yeah, and clocking up a nice tally of points, and it's going to serve them well as we approach the pointy end of the meeting. Let's go down to the pits and see just how they feel.
Okay, we're talking to Tegan Hartwig. Tegan, the passenger on the back of your brother's bike, everything performing okay?
Yeah, so far we've just put a new rear on to come out in third pick of the B final and see how we go.
Yeah, you're flying along there. You've had a couple of wins, a couple of thirds and a second. Everything looks like it's going all right. Any other changes to the bike happening?
Keep that a secret. Just hold it flat and I'll get down as far as I can and back as far and keep going like that.
You certainly do a great job jumping all over the back of that bike, backside right up in the air. But yeah, Aaron riding really well as well.
Yep, he's always just on it and yeah, hasn't made a mistake yet. So hopefully it stays that way and we can just get a good gate and go from there.
Yeah, I think if you get out in front there, you guys, you certainly can and hold it open and get around that track. I notice you've been riding up on the mid to high line.
Yeah, that's it. Mick usually rides a wide line, so we'll see how we go. If we don't get the gate, we're going to have to change our strategy, but yeah, it's all on.
No worries. Okay, thanks very much and good luck in the B main.
Thank you.
There she is, Tegan Hartwig, one of, well, several female passengers involved in the sport. Of course, Andrew Buchanan's wife, Philippa, generally rides, but not tonight. Naturally, we have Clarissa Mitchell, who rides with her brother Stephen Saunders under normal circumstances. He is teamed up with Don Morris tonight because Clarissa are unavailable, but it's not uncommon to see female passengers in the sport, and they all do a handy job in, let's face it, Rod, what is arguably one of the most dangerous pursuits in motor racing.
It is, Dave, and we also should point out that the female body type is slightly smaller and a little bit more nimble than the male quite often, is also useful to the rider, so yeah, very handy.
All right, so heat number 18 brings Matt Tyrrell, the Englishman closest to camera, back onto the track. It's a great field. He comes up against Cossa, his compatriot, and Darren Treloar on the outside. This could be a preview for tonight's main event. And the former world champ and multi-Australian champion Treloar goes to the front.
Yeah, absolutely tremendous corner from Darren. In fact, he's the first rider to take the dirt on to that degree. Everyone's been touching it, but not actually going out and actually riding through it. And Darren's making it count, absolutely flying around this Gilman track. The nature of this Gilman track is that although it's not big in terms of meterage, it rides very big. It's very circular in terms of touching the fence, touching the apex, touching the fence. So extremely fast.
Cossa back in second, Matt Tyrrell third. You're watching the English riders on screen, chasing Darren Treloar, who it must be said, and as he is proving here, is in a class of his own here tonight. This will be his fifth and final qualifying ride, yet to drop a point. Blake Cox, majestic on the side. They charge to the checkered flag and take an easy victory. Can anyone beat them tonight? Another 3-point haul.
It's going to be tough to beat them. In fact, I would say if they did miss the start in the final and they can get fresh air out wide, it'd be very, very hard to hold them back. They're surging so quickly off them turns.
Yep. Of course, he's running the Yamaha R1 cross-plane engine. Has a different firing order to the traditional Yamaha FZR. Took him a while to sort it out, but quite obviously he's got it sorted out now.
Yeah, the cross-plane crankshaft engine brought out in the R1 around 2009, so a relatively new technology, and it's taken a long time for these sidecar riders to try and adapt them to the oval track form of racing. Let's get down to the pits and see what Darren's passenger has to say.
Blake, 5 wins tonight, straight into the A main final. How was your thoughts going into the final?
Oh, it's obviously a good confidence boost, but plenty of competitors there, so anyone can take it out. All goes on the gates, I guess, and how we go on the track.
That's good. How did it feel to be approached by Darren Treloar, the world's greatest sidecar rider, to hop on the back and take on an enormous task?
Oh, it's a good rap, but try not to think of him as the best. Just try to think going riding with a mate, and since I've done that, it seemed to go all right. So not as much pressure on myself. Yeah, no, that's good, mate. Also, any bike changes for the final? Obviously, probably putting on a new tyre and just checking everything over. Yeah, pretty much. We've obviously got the setup from 2 weeks ago here at Gilman. It's running well at what it is. So yeah, pretty much changed tyre and away we go.
That sounds good. Plenty of drive out there. It looks like the high line's the way to go around, and don't know whether Darren will pick a low gate or a high gate.
Going red. Yeah, like you said, it is slick down bottom. The better line is up top, but see how we go. Hopefully we get the gate and we can run up there.
No worries, well, mate. All the best for the rest of the for the last race, and hope to see you up there.
No worries. Thank you.
Thank you.
So Treloar and Cox, they'll qualify for tonight's main event as the top point scorers, unbeaten, a 15-point maximum during the qualifying heats. They'll therefore have their choice of starting gate. There's Julie Hartwig, right-hand side of screen, the mother of Aaron and Tegan that you just saw win a race a little while ago. Mick Headland and Jess Headland return for action here. You're looking at them now in the red helmet colour. This is heat number 19, the penultimate qualifying heat. Stephen Saunders and Don Morris will ride in blue. Shane Rudloff and Damien Egan will ride in white, and Mark Playstead, Brian Anthony will ride in yellow. This is a very good field, and of course Headland is pushing on in his quest. Now, I would have thought he's amassed enough points at this point to be guaranteed at least to start in the B final, or semi-final, if I can use that expression, where the winner only will take the final transfer spot into the main events.
Yeah, it's interesting to see whether Headland goes for the dirt, as Treloar did, if he's fit enough. He's going to need to do that if he wants to beat Darren later in the meeting. He goes across the slick, out towards dirt. Playstead is in the dirt, but it is Headland that leads down the back straight. A great start from the injured South Australian.
Incredible. Playstead, meantime, has gone up on the inside of Stephen Saunders, and now Saunders takes it back again. Wild Child racing in full flight here at Gilman Speedway Stadium. That is a heck of a battle. Saunders and Rudloff. Now Playstead's out the back. This race is insane.
Absolutely, Saunders. This could be a career-defining race for the New South Welshman. Very gutsy stuff. Drifts out, touches the dirt on the exit of the corner. That's what he's going to need to do to fend off the charge of the Light Brigade here.
Headland and Headland are well clear, but we focus our attention on this epic battle for the runner-up spot. Saunders and Morris are hanging on. I repeat, it's Stephen Saunders' first ever ride at Gilman, doing a good job in this one. Rudloff back in second. Mark Playstead is nowhere near back to his best form after that horrible accident in the South Australian Championship at this track back in January. Bike perhaps not set up perfectly. Maybe they are struggling for confidence. You don't see them finishing last in races, particularly here. But great ride by Headland. Headland, my throat is just about gone, Rod. You might be doing it on your own for the rest of the night.
Yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, great ride from Headland. You are right about Playstead. Playstead obviously not quite with it, and rightfully so. He's had a really nasty knock there earlier in the season, but Headland, a great jump from position one, just drifted out enough to put Playstead far enough out to go slightly backwards, it has to be said, and then it was over then. But this race for second between Cossa and... That's brilliant.
Come off it.
Yeah, sorry, Rudloff and Saunders, that was a cracking duel. I'm really pleased for Saunders. He's a real battler, and he's just getting it together now and getting some results. The family, complete family involved.
Okay, talking with Jessie Headland. Jess, another great win there, heading out into the semi-final.
Yeah, soldiering on. Surprisingly, we've made up the points and still at the pointy end pretty much. So, yeah, out to the semi-final. Hopefully we can bring this home and at least make it to the final and keep the points close anyway.
Yes, that's for sure. Mick's doing a great job there, you know, after that tumble in that first thing. Sore arm, collarbone, the whole bit.
Shows how tough he is, eh?
He certainly is a very tough competitor. Any changes to the bike for the semi-final?
No, not really. Leaving it how it is. It seems to be working pretty well, so yeah, we'll just keep it how it is.
Okay, thanks very much.
No worries, cheers.
Okay, the action continues. You are about to see the final qualifying heat here. And we see returning to the track Andrew Buchanan from New Zealand in the red helmet colour. He combines tonight with Brady Cox for the first time, younger brother of Blake, who's doing such a wonderful job on the side of Darren Treloar's bike. Of course, well, the Cox family, it's a real sidecar racing dynasty. There's the starters for you: Patterson and Kerr, Gates and O'Loughlin, Hardy and Langdon. Now, Buchanan comes into this race, Rod, with 3 second places and a win from his 4 starts thus far. If he wins this, he'll at least be in the semi-final tonight.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the level of improvement from Buchanan over the 2.5 years he's been coming to Australia is unbelievable.
Yeah, massive commitment, crossing the Tasman every other weekend, and he goes to the front. This is good stuff from the Palmerston North native. Andrew Buchanan and Brady Cox leading quite comfortably. In second spot, it's the ultra-consistent Rob Patterson and Brenton Kerr. I'll apologise one more time for my voice. I'm just about a shot duck.
Yeah, well, Patterson in second. I'll tell you, Buchanan riding a slightly tighter line than we've seen the previous heat winners ride, but given that he's not under any real pressure, it's probably the place to be. It's a lot safer. You're not going to pick up a heap of drive and get shot towards the fence. So Buchanan doing it relatively comfortably ahead of Patterson. He's looking tidy as always.
Yeah, and Hardy is back in third. Of course, Gates and O'Loughlin not starting as their night goes from bad to worse. Hardy making a bit of a battle up on the inside of Patterson, but it is all the man known as Spud. Andrew Buchanan operates his own engineering company in New Zealand, and he takes a stellar win, and as a result, he will transfer through to the semi-final. A real shot for him at making his first A final since contesting this series.
Yeah, and a bit of a thread there throughout the sidecar network of riders, and they're quite clever. Engineers, engine builders, always astute with the mechanical side of things. Seems to pay dividends in a sport such as sidecar racing.
We're back in a moment.
You're watching the 19th season of Checkered Flag, proudly presented by Valvoline SynPower, delivering the ultimate motor oil protection and performance.
We are now approaching the business end of the night. Welcome back to the Gilman Speedway Stadium. Round 5 highlights of the Black Chrome Sidecar Grand Slam Series. The semi-final is next up. This race being contested by those teams that qualified from positions 4 to 7. The top 3 have already gone through to the A final, being Trelaw, Cossa, Tyrrell. You can see the starters in the semi-final on screen there from 4 through to 7. As I've said, winner only, Rod, to go through to the main event tonight. So this race does tend to become quite hostile historically.
Best format in motorsport. Absolutely love the single semi-final format. It completely blows away the double semi-final. Just the winner, and always a thrilling race.
Yeah, well said, mate. So Andrew Buchanan and Brady Cox, they are a massive chance here tonight. Aaron and Tegan Hartwig on screen in the white helmet colour. Mick Headland and Jess Headland will line up here in blue, and Brenton Dwyer and Jack Spear in yellow from gate 4. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. The fact that Mick Headland, that man there, is out there riding, given the multiple injuries he sustained in the opening race tonight, is nothing short of incredible.
It is. He'll regret it tomorrow.
Oh, starters eminent taste fly in the semi-final. The Kiwi, Andrew Buchanan, started brilliantly on the inside. Have a look at Headland, trying to muscle his way to the race lead. He has a look on the inside. The Hartwigs are back in third as they run back onto the main straightaway.
Yeah, and Jess Headland there, a lot of body movement off the first and second bend, trying to get the drive. He knew his dad hadn't got it out into the dirt, the grip. He wanted everything to get there, but no, it wasn't there. And Buchanan, wonderful stuff.
Dwyer is out the back, but the fact he's qualified for the semi-final is highly meritorious. Look at Headland. He will never quit, this man. Buchanan, the leader. He almost had Headland in the back of him there on the exit of turn number 2. Lap 3 or 4, Buchanan and Cox head for home.
Yeah, I think if there's a move to be made, it will be around the outside. Unfortunately for Headland, he'll probably cop a fair roost, as you can see there, and that slows you down as well as hurts.
Yeah, like being hit with a sandstorm. Andrew Buchanan is going to qualify for the A final. He and Brady Cox take the checkered flag in the semi-final. So the Kiwi will take part in his first ever sidecar Grand Slam Grand Final.
Wow, and doesn't he deserve it? That was a really good ride. I'll tell you what, Headland's injured, but once he drops the clutch, he'd forget about that. He gave that everything, and Buchanan rode really well.
Well done, Andrew Buchanan. His wife, Philippa, will be in the pits doing handstands.
Yeah, they'll be thrilled to bits with that. That was wonderful. Just a great start from Buchanan. Now, Headland ideally would like to get to the dirt, but Buchanan shut him down there. Now, watch the passenger there, Jess Headland. A lot of attitude from him, trying to get some drive. It wasn't there, and Buchanan in the end rode away with it. A tremendous ride, as Headland, as we said, never gave up, but just couldn't do it.
It was tough stuff from Michael Headland. Nothing was going to deny that combo on screen, Buchanan and Cox. Their date with destiny tonight. That was the Valvoline SynPower race recap. Well, here we are. The main event in round 5 of the Black Chrome Sidecar Grand Slam Series. Still 2 rounds to run at Alice Springs and then back here at Gilman for the grand final. You'll see that event, the grand final, on Checkered Flag in coming weeks. Cossa and Whetstone centre of screen. Outstanding effort tonight again to qualify for yet another A final. Treloar and Cox.
Yeah, Treloar, Cox, Cossa, Whetstone, Tyrrell, Fordham, Buchanan, Cox. This is an absolutely stacked field. Now, Treloar, interestingly, has taken gate 1, given that his fast line was wide, but he reduces the risk of getting pushed out if he goes inside and tucks in tight in turn 1 and 2, come off the inside, shoot down the back straight, and in his eyes, he hopes to be going into turn 3 in first.
All passengers off the bikes there for a while, doing some gardening. Well done, Matt Tyrrell, the Englishman here tonight, qualifying for the final.
And that means that Treloar and Cox are the only All-Australian combination in the final. And what that says is it says that the development of the sport in these other countries is progressing as we'd like. We now have a global sport, and that's great.
Yeah, fantastic. Well said, Rodney Colquhoun. Of course, the man beside me, a former international solo rider. So can Treloar win another? He's been unbeaten tonight. Cossa beside him, then Tyrrell, followed on the outside by Buchanan. This will be some race. Welcome to our exclusive coverage on Checkered Flag. Tapes fly, we're underway. Will it be Treloar and Cox? Best to begin was in fact Cossa and Whetstone, but Treloar now he gets going, and Treloar and Cox go to the front, Rod.
Yeah, Treloar gave him a don't argue in that first turn, and look at the lead he shot away to already. Treloar is out in the dirt, and he'll be extremely hard to stop if he can stay out there. Buchanan, the New Zealander, a really good job to get up into second, and the man Cossa that made the start is now 4th.
Yeah, really good battle for second with Buchanan and Brady Cox, and of course Cossa and Whetstone followed by Tyrrell and Fordham. Treloar and Blake Cox have absolutely checked out here. They have been by far and away the best team all night, and underlining that fact here in the main event.
And this is a tough school for our foreign visitors. Racing against Darren Treloar around Gilman Speedway, the place he is undoubtedly the master of, and when it's prepared like this, it'll take a rocket ship to pass him.
Last lap, Treloar and Cox will win round 5 of the Black Chrome Sidecar Grand Slam. Checkered Flag, great job. Andrew Buchanan and Brady Cox in second. They'll be wrapped with that. Cossa Whetstone on the podium again. And Tyrrell and Fordham, magnificent effort tonight to come into a field like this and qualify for the main event. What more can be said about that man on the screen? The best of all time.
Oh, without a doubt. And I think our foreign visitors will be suitably happy with their results when someone says, how did you go? I came second. Who won? Treloar. If you're going to come second, it might as well be to Treloar because he is the king.
There's no doubt. His record is there for all to see. He's won over 30 state championships. Of course, a world crown, and gunning for 8 Australian championships this season. An incredible record.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's almost unrivaled. I mean, you're up with the Gary Rush sort of level. That's incredible.
It really is. Here's the Valvoline SynPower race recap. Gee, I thought for a moment Cossa was going to do it, but Treloar, he jumped out of the ground.
Well, he's a clever operator. He just took that line away from him, and there was the race. Treloar knows his track inside out, and it's just beautifully prepared, and that was it. Gone.
Yeah, full credit to Dave Parker and the crew here, Sean Chapman, all the boys involved in the preparation of the Gilman Speedway Stadium. Another stellar racetrack tonight. Look at that onboard. That is a marvellous shot.
That roost there, I can assure the viewers, it does 2 things. It blocks your vision, it hurts, and a third thing actually is it stops your momentum. And in sidecar racing, that's critical. A 1000cc motor throwing that much shale at you is painful.
Yeah, like being hit with a sledgehammer.
Oh, please.
As we look at the recap of Treloar and Cox asserting their superiority. at Gilman here tonight again.
Talking to Darren Treloar, the winner of the round 5 of the Sidecar Grand Slam. Darren, congratulations on your win tonight.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, the bike's going really good at the moment, and yeah, we're getting a new R1 dialed in, and you know, each time we're riding it, it's just getting better and better and better. And you know, I love Gilman, and it's a good place to to race. You can ride the inside or the outside, and there's a lot of fast blokes down here, and to win down here, you've got to be on your game. And tonight, our bike was flying. Blake was doing a really good job on the back. We were gelling together, and we had the setup for the track, and it was fine.
Yeah, no, he looked quite smooth out there. The track looked pretty good. Plenty of drive, like you said, down below and up top. You know, you've got the next couple of rounds to go, and you're leading at the moment with 93 points. Yeah, no, that's good. Unfortunately, Mick had the accident tonight, but that's racing, and we've got 2 rounds left. And Alice, I love Alice, and obviously we're back here, and this is one of my favourite tracks. So, like I said, the bike's going good, so hopefully we can keep our stuff together and keep going and be at the pointy end. All right, so just all the setup was right tonight, and everything gelled quite well with Blake. Yeah, it did. Like I said, the bike's taken a bit to get used to. We've been riding it all year, but finally we've got it sorted out and worked out now, and you can see we're getting the rewards for the hard work we've been putting in. So we've had all my sponsors: TRE, Chivos, Rams Heads, Castrol Oil, Bob's Auto, C&M Motorcycles, Unifilter. There's a lot of people that put in behind the scenes, and without them, we wouldn't be here doing it. No worries. Thanks very much, Darren. Thank you. We'll have a quick chat to Blake. Blake did a great job on the back of the bike tonight with Darren. Everything worked out really well.
Yeah, no, thanks, it did. Yeah, like Darren said, that one's really cranking now, and all goes good with a good track, and credit to Gilman for putting that on tonight. No, sounds very good. So, yeah, gelling quite well with Darren. Everything's going right. Everything's falling into place. And Australian titles and everything coming up very soon. Yeah, gelling quite well on and off the track, which, yeah, you have to. Yeah, like you said, Aussie titles coming up soon, hoping to go well. Curry's a iffy track, anything can happen, so we'll see what happens. No worries, thanks very much, Blake. Thank you.
Well done to Darren and Blake. Let's recap the progress point score in this championship with 2 rounds remaining. Treloar and Cox on 93. Headland on 87. Look, he's still in it, there's no doubt about it. Cox are doing a wonderful job with Whetstone, 69.5 points, and really they are the only 3 teams in calculations with 2 rounds to go. A reminder about the new speedway.com.au website for all the news in the sport 24/7, irrespective of category, and lots of exclusive content. That is your place to go. What a program next week on Checkered Flag. It's one of our really big episodes of the series. It's the Cricky Boys Shootout, one of the nation's premier sprint car classics. It comes to you from the Quit Bunbury Speedway next Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and that is not to be missed, Rod.
Oh, the Cricky Boys Shootout, undoubtedly one of the most prestigious sprint car races on the annual calendar. Thoroughly enjoyed tonight, Dave. Some great racing, and Gilman, as always, turned it on for the fans.
Yeah, and speaking of fans, it was another very good crowd here for the Sidecar Grand Slam. One thing is certain, we didn't witness anything other than bravado with a capital B throughout the night. There was some hostile racing.
Yeah, absolutely there was, and that bravery came through, particularly in the case of Headland, who had the massive crash early on. He'll live to fight another day, but for now it will be Treloar who reigns supreme.
Indeed. Thank you for watching us on Checkered Flag this week. We'll catch you in the same time slot again next time.
You've been watching Checkered Flag on Speed, proudly presented by Valvoline SynPower, delivering the ultimate motor oil protection and performance.